when I went to that rally the other month, it wasn't because I support it. It's because I really wanted to get to the truth. I'm someone who really believes and cares so much about how things get twisted, and I understand that it's going to happen in general. The biggest reason why I don't want to have any friends or any sort of relationships is I have communication breakdowns all the time. I'm someone with a really fast brain. My processing is very different. And I can mishear you or misinterpret it, or I can blurt it out really fast and you might not understand what I mean. But that's okay, because with those sort of things, you have the conversation. Respect and patience and compassion will get you through that until you reach an understanding. But quite often, in a larger scale of things, people will misinterpret or misunderstand, and instead of trying to get to the truth or trying to understand, they will just put their own spin on it. And when you're talking about governments and police and everything, it's quite scary and damaging down here. So I couldn't give a fuck when it comes to the topic of immigration. It's not why I put those videos. I've got my own views based on things like, the numbers and what's going on in Australia. Put your own mask on first. Those are just my views. But when it came to the actual rally, I was seeing what was happening in front of me, and then watching things on the news say that it was so different. And that's why I did it. That's why I'm paranoid. That's why I'm scared. That's why I don't have trust in our government or our media or anyone, right? So I have seen that Wayne Cheeseman guy, the Victorian police officer, get up and very angrily talk about the most recent rally that went on. And I've noticed, and I'm seeing it on the different media outlets, that they're just putting little snippets, which grinds my gears. It's what happened to me with court. They went to the very end of my transcript and twisted it into a whole different, blew it out of context, like it was something different to what it is. And that's what the media does, right? So I'm going around watching all these different people, just doing all these snippets, and I'm like, that didn't happen. So now, to see an actual video of a Victorian police officer, hats off to you, sir. A Victorian police officer getting up and saying it wasn't the Australia March people. It was the anti-racism counter rally. He actually said they were standing still at Parliament and they come running at them through the barriers, throwing things at them, hurting police officers. Now, because police officers have been the ones who got hurt, they're starting to take things seriously. I was banging on about that. I was telling you, as someone who was there. See, you heard my recording, but that was actually a video. I was too scared to put the video because those people are violent. And I don't want people like that coming at me. So you only heard what I was seeing and experiencing. And which was that the people in the Australia March were just trying to say their point. We want this, we want that, we want this. And that these people just come flying so aggressively. You've got my videos about that, there are two sides to every story. Went to the rally just to, see the truth, and, lost zero faith in the government now. It's because of that. It's so scary down here, and to know that you don't have a voice, and you're not believed, and you're not heard. Take a look, because this guy is telling you exactly what I was telling you.
This is what was thrown at police today, and I think Melbourne had such a gutful. The left-wing group were running up and down side streets. We were lucky we had barriers and police in place, but they were desperately trying to get to the March for Australia group, who was for a long time static at Parliament House. You can see there.
People are starting to wake up, and the the country's getting divided because there's a lot of pain and suffering down here. And what you're not understanding is, you know, those sort of aggressive people in that counter rally are ruining it for all of us. You know, if there's all this sort of anger and aggression, and then it's getting misportrayed into something totally different. The people out here who are really suffering, who want to help you, who care, who want Australia to be good again, who actually are decent, hardworking people who have just had enough, to be branded as that. And when you have a look at all this woke shit that's going on, it's like all or nothing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna say it. Like, up until recent times, I've always identified as a lesbian. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be in that community. But also, my most recent experience, my last 2 relationships, plus the accusations with Enki, have actually turned me off women. I'm not attracted to them. That's a whole different story. But this whole gay business, the LGBTXY fucking Z, it's out of hand. Alright? So, I'm a gay. I'm pro, gays having rights. I respect transgender. All this stuff. But it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. All these extra letters and symbols and fucking numbers that every man and his dog is now in it. Like, where's the limits? You know, eshays. Eshays are mostly teenagers and kids running around terrorizing, people and communities. And police aren't able to do anything because there's laws protecting them because they're kids. You've got groups of people coming over from certain countries, kicking up a stink. And we can't do anything because it's racist. Like, it's getting out of hand. And what's going to happen in my eyes is all the fucking Hitlers up there are eventually just going to have enough. And they're going to go Handmaid's Tale on us all to just try and get it all under control. But what you're not understanding is there's a whole bunch of us in the middle who, yes, we're angry. Yes, we've lost the faith and the trust and the respect. But it's because of this. Because what we're in down here and how you're handling it. Fucking hell, man. Like, I know that rallies are an opportunity for people to have their voice and all that, but if they're not being controlled and monitored properly, and if people are jumping on doing protest rallies, getting violent, and the whole point of the original rally is not even getting heard, what's the fucking point? And if we are going to have them, maybe put some laws around it. People are taking kids. A lot of the woke stuff, like, I don't want to sound like a cunt, but Gen Z, man, if you look at the age of Gen Z, what is it, 13 to 28? We don't develop our frontal lobe till, like, mid to late 20s. So majority of Gen Z haven't got a fucking fully developed brain. But they're out there with all this woke stuff, identifying as fucking cats, changing our pronouns, kicking up a stink at a rally that they don't even understand. I know it's not all Gen Z, I know. But there's a big fucking problem out there, and I'm noticing patterns. It's really scary. It's really scary. These younger generations are out of control. Their parents are trying to be their best friend, breastfeeding them till they're fucking in school. No rules, no discipline. Because they're trying to make up for what mummy and daddy did to them. You can't be their best friend. You're creating a generation of kids who don't want rules. Kids who are, you can't touch us. Because of the laws, because they are just fucking kids. Seriously, man. I'm sure you would find plenty of volunteers to go out and start Eshe Boot Camp. If your media and your government isn't gonna listen or portray it for how it is, you're just gonna have people like me getting angrier, losing more and more trust and respect. People are starting